Jeez, I don't know if I like it so much into CK though. I know like Ramsey's CK in the past has been a little shaky. Like moving out playing out position on him.
Yeah, I mean they did pick CK and they lost with it against Rune Eaters, I believe. That was their one loss. But I kind of chalked that down to like they had like Zeus mid, CK, and I forgot what their offlane is, but they had no playmakers. So they just didn't do anything on the map. But with GPK on Puck, I have more faith in it. However, to counter that, I do not see the CK Dazzle lane doing well versus Enigma Marcy. So we'll see. I want to see this matchup, but I want to say that Enigma should free farm and this lane should not be entirely free for the CK. Plus, they have like the Midnight Pulse for the illusions. I don't know how CK can carry this game. It seems very questionable to me. So I feel like they just have to really shut down this Alchemist somehow.
I mean, the CK and Dazzle is like nice together, right? Because they changed Dazzle's ult and it annoys me, and I can't fully remember what it does. But I think it minuses armor for every unit that gets healed on top of an enemy or something. So that can be creeps or illusions or heroes. So if CK uses his ult, goes on someone, Dazzle heals, I think that's like a lot of minus armor that should just result in like a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it is a lot of damage, so they really need the initiation. If they don't get it, though, they don't have a black hole cancel this game. Grave saving, like, maybe it's good with armlet heroes for sure. Maybe CK can lifesteal a little bit, but Enigma and Alk just do so much damage. I don't know if, like, a Grave and an armlet would be enough to turn a fight.
Yeah. But we got the toss coil combo though.
That we never see.
That we never see, but we do got it though.
We occasionally a little bit see it.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
That's such a lie. I know we have definitely seen it at least once, a minimum.
You'd have to clip it
I've seen
and
it
send
once.
it to me.
Okay, I will. I will.
I don't think you will.
Mark my words. That's what I'll do this game. I'll find it. And then you have to come back on broadcast and be like, I apologize, you were right.
Tweet it at me. So they're banning Necrophos because last time we saw this Necro go versus Alk. Alk was not a happy camper. Slardar is another hero people like to ban versus the Alchemist. What else could they
could
do?
just go all in with
Timbers
the
ban.
minus armor with the Slardar. I wouldn't be entirely against it.
Okay.
Oh, I was talking about, yeah. I mean, Slardar could be okay, but like, what's a better offlaner versus Alk? There's no Necro.
Razor?
You want to see Razor again?
I was about to say.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Big
Razor
fan?
all the time.
Is this just a different sheep that's arrived? She's okay with the slaughter.
We're talking about end of draft.
I know.
You know? It's alright. It's okay.
I still have to make fun of you just a little
Whatever.
bit.
They banned Lycan. Lycan was their choice. That hero is very good. I mean, I feel like that's kind of like protecting the Enigma more than the Alchemist. But Lycan is fine versus Alk. You can like get a lot of CS against him.
DM played a really good Lycan against Spirit. He rotated really early into the enemy safe lane and like dove heroes, helped push towers.
Do you feel like he's not going to play Enigma this game? I feel like there's no reason for him to not play Enigma.
What about Outsiders?
No. Oh, Outsiders?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's true. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dawnbreaker.
That's right.
Alright, so that's like...
through so far.
Yeah, I mean, I like that hero a lot in general versus Enigma. I mean, I know we talked to a lot of the Eastern European teams, and they like the Enigma versus the Dawn, but we'll see how they play it.
It's super aggressive. Like, this is the hero that's going to be able to dive out.
Yeah, it might be able, but with the tiny in its lane, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, don't they just slap down an Undying here and they just win their safe lane? Okay.
Okay, that's not good. I mean, it's a lot of healing nullification, but it's very weak in lane. Like, that will feed.
Yeah, I was like, can't you just pick Undying versus 2 strength heroes and just like stomp that lane and happy life? But whatever.
Well, yeah, BetBoom went a different direction. They pick up that AA, and the direction we're heading is bringing in our casters. It's going to be T-Panda and Harry Freak. Hello to both of you. It's been a little while, but T-Panda, you can impress us with a little bit of knowledge about these two drafts here as your return to Div 1 games.
Well, I mean, usually it's Harry, the one who brings the knowledge, but at least I can say Alchemist has won 2 games out of the 7 picks that it's been in, and the Huck was one of those victories. So I'm faithful for this Alchemist. And obviously I see Enigma, so I'm a happy camper for BetBoom.
Are you the same Harry Freaky? You're just looking at the stats and you're like, this is it. This is all that matters for this team.
No, I have Panda for that. I pretty much have Panda for that. I have to say, I do agree with Fear. I wanted something fatter on Saneko, and this AA seems like something that outsiders can exploit.
Okay. All right. So that means I'm just going to put words in their mouth. They're split. Harry Freak's going Outsiders and T-Panda's going BetBoom. Are you guys going to be split on the couch as well?
Oh, sure, I'll split. What do I feel like sucks
I
more?
mean,
I'll go BetBoom.
I'm going BetBoom.
Oh,
I-
wait, no,
what?
I'm not. I mean, I'm just going with what I feel. I think BetBoom should still win this. And their lane might be hard, but they'll still win.
Okay, sure, I'll go Outsiders.
All
Huh.
right, I like it. We're all going 50-50 here. But game 1 between BetBoom and Outsiders is kicking off.
All right, we're good to go with this one. This is a pretty important series and a pretty important game as well in terms of both teams. We're talking about major spots. We're talking about making tiebreakers, breaking tiebreakers, etc., etc. So I think this is a high-stakes game and with some high-stakes heroes. Don't you agree?
Yeah, definitely is. Though I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of their me being made to have to go for Outsiders here. I still like BetBoom's draft. I'm just not the biggest fan of the last pick. I think they could have done more, but overall, I think in the first 4 picks for BetBoom are looking pretty solid. And Outsiders, they're gonna have to make some interesting moves here to shut down the Alchemist.
Yeah, I think Alka's playing a pretty huge role in terms of the game. We've seen some of them just walk out, but hey, we're going to get our first scuffle already as the Outsiders surprise them off guard. Dawnbreaker getting the Starbreaker connection on the Alchemist, and Yamich in trouble, but they will take down the Hawk, and Yamich to follow. It's going to be a 1-for-1, but Saneko trying to make a run for it. 285 movement speed, baby, but the Chaos Bolt connects, and DM will secure this one, making it a 2-for-1 for Outsiders, and they're coming out strong.
Yeah, for sure. You know, they found the Alchemist. Obviously, you know, killing him level 1, it's not gonna change much, and especially when it's Hakoda getting the first blood. But I think last week Spirit really showed how you play against the Alchemist. That's why the only thing I see Outsiders lacking in their draft to deal with the Alchemist is a tower pusher. So you have a carry that can stay in the lane for a very long time. You have a mid laner in the position for it that can invade. They don't necessarily need to kill the Alchemist, but just be annoying so he doesn't take the creeps. And then you the only thing you're missing is the tower pusher. Though I'm liking this from Outsiders. They're bringing 3 heroes to the bottom lane, and I have to say Dazzle and the Tiny in the tri-lane scenario, they are pretty good.
Hey, we've seen quite a lot of these tri-lanes, especially when Marcy comes into play, and either you lock it in or you just go for the first blood play, but it will be a tri-lane versus an aggro tri. Dazzle Tiny versus AA Marcy. Who would you favor in this?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not liking Tiny has 0 armor, and he's gonna be against the acid spray. So those are things that you have to be afraid of.
We definitely do. Force Major dropping pretty low here, and Ramses will get the damage. Followed up with Hakoda on the Dazzle, making that a 3rd kill for Outsiders, and a pretty important one as well. Ramses is soaking up a lot of that acid spray damage nevertheless, but at least Sadie minus armor helps you out, but we'll take down Marcy first.
The big thing that you accomplish with this aggro tri-lane is first, no, the supports aren't going to be stacking. That is the first thing. The Alchemist, he's going to be lacking in levels and might even be forced into the unstable concoction. So you might not have a tower push, but you are dealing with his timings a little bit by bringing 3 heroes here. And you're also getting kills. Usually aggro tri-lanes, if they're not getting kills, they are going to be sad. But against the Alchemist, if you just keep the status quo, I think you're going to be okay.
Yep, yeah, in terms of that at least. But them having these tri-lane setups, I feel like this favors the Dawnbreaker in the top lane, going in the 1v1 against the Enigma. You're able to clear out the Eidolons if you have an opening for it. Downside, Starbreaker gets broken by Malefice, which is very easy to land, so you can just always prevent her from using that spell.
I think overall that Enigma should be okay in the top lane once he gets level 2 in the Eidolons. That is when they actually start dealing a lot of damage.
Yep, Saneko get it by the Reality Rift, and they get a heal bomb in between, and that's history for the AA. We talked about beefy supports. He is definitely far from that, so Outsiders scoring yet again another kill, and all these 4 kills They have been coming from this bottom lane, tri-lane heroes at least, with the first blood and the second kill connected there with the early bounty fights. But this is how do you set up from this? Like, what's the game plan for BetBoom? How do they get the best out of this Alchemist, to be honest? Well, mid actually, working on GPK. Hold that thought, Harry. GPK, he's got his spells available again, so Laurel has to give up the chase.
Oh, you caught me there. I think BetBoom need to always be ready, because fighting inside of the acid spray, you're still gonna be somewhat okay, but you need to be able to protect your heroes, right? So I'm not liking BetBoom constantly trying to pull the lane to the side, go and pull some creeps, because that is actually giving the advantage to outsiders who have better heroes at this positioning you. And now when they go in first, it's gonna be much easier.
Well, they're definitely trying to initiate, but now Dahak's the one in the line of fire, and Ramses will take down the Alchemist. Maybe even a Marcy to follow up with the Dispose coming out, trying to juke inside the trees. He's got the rebound available to jump out of there. So Force Major will live, but losing the Alk now and a 5th kill for Outsiders, this is looking really hard now for BetBoom to recover out of this laning stage.
Okay, BetBoom had the same idea I did, and now we find out that it was a really bad idea. So they're gonna have to survive this one and wait for Lar's rotations. The problem is you have Enigma on one lane, so he is pretty much gonna be locked in there for a very long time. So every single time they see Laurel missing from the lane, I think Outsiders are just gonna be playing a bit more defensively here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, defensiveness might just be the key word here as well. But the toss onto Seneko, but the Poison Touch coming out as well. Force Major trying to help him out as much as possible. Seneko has to go for the TP out, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh, poor Seneko. 3 deaths already, and the tips are flowing. The tips are flowing.
Exploiting the AA is exactly what Outsiders are doing. I didn't think it was gonna be this much, but then again, we didn't really predict there's gonna be an aggro tri-lane coming through, and the Hawk is just continuing to suffer here.
Yep, and it's not looking good at all. Yamish goes for the deny onto the tower, while the Huck gets hunted down under the tower by Hakoda and Ramses. And this CK is already 3-0-3. We're not even 5 minutes into this game, and Outsiders have a 2k net worth lead. This might just snowball out of hand much sooner than BetBoom was planning on this game. Like, does this Alchemist even get to play this game at this pace? Noticed in trouble as well in the top lane and trying to keep DM away. The Hawk having to go for the lane swap, and now with the help of Seneko, DM about to fall. Notice will get the kill, but the Hawk gets himself a lane, but they had to put 4 heroes for this effort.
Yeah, they needed to bring more. The thing is, on the Enigma will just stay static, so he's not going to be able to rotate, so rotating towards him is always going to be the better choice. I kind of expected BetBoom, when they saw they couldn't play that lane, to maybe sacrifice the Hawk for the time being. I don't know if you remember that. Okay, first let's see what Laurel is going to be doing. They mentioned the toss coil. Not going to be happening.
And nope. They still don't get what they were hoping for. But GPK's got all of his spells on cooldown. Beautiful rotation there. Seneko and Force Major both there to help out Laurel. And this guy's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. I hope he hasn't been skipping his gym days, because this Laurel Void, they're gonna need him a lot.
They definitely will. The problem is, until you get more points in Dissimulate, you're not really doing that much damage, so you don't want to be rotating. You'd rather the supports rotate to you, and this is what BetBoom have to do right now. As I said, I kind of expected BetBoom to take a page maybe from Navi's book 2013, you know, when Hwost was on the bottom lane against a tri-lane. You know, and just struggle until your team can actually make some stacks, make something happen. But with how the lane went, they just couldn't leave him alone at this point.
That kind of sounds like a money in the bank strat. You just kind of give your opponents these, you know, these big streaks, and then at some point you clean them out. You get these dominating streaks. You get all these nearly godlike sprees for yourself, and just bank out a lot of money. And let's see if they ever get to that phase. As GPK Yamish, there's the toss onto the puck, and it goes the other way around. You toss for the coil. That's probably what the panel was meaning in the end. Notice will be taken out of play. That's death number. That's kill number 8.
Top lane.
Trying to kill DM. Well, with Laurel, it should be able to happen. And there we go. The Hawk gets his first kill as well. So the Alchemist, you know, better recovery.
The problem is with the Alchemist, you want to have control of the bottom part of the map in this game. Right now, I don't see BetBoom really pushing down a tower. It's most likely not going to happen, especially with the Enigma playing the dead lane on the bottom. So right now, you just kind of get what you can. But I think you're going to be seeing BetBoom smoking towards the bottom lane sometime soon, towards the Enigma, because you need control of those few extra camps if you want the Alchemist really to get strong.
Well, at least with the bottom tower taken, that's already a good start for Outsiders. They've been very active with the map control, but having to skirmish in the mid lane. Yamich gets the grave save from Hakoda. Force Major is already taken down, and Laurel with the DD rune, able to dodge at least the toss. Dawnbreaker is changing targets and looking for Soneko. Soneko very low on HP, trying to TP away. Not going to happen. Laurel fighting with GPK. GPK goes for the coil as well. Laurel still trying to buy some time for himself. He's got all his spells on cooldown, which is a downside for him because there's no escape in the arms of the Outsiders.
Outsiders are aware that when there's a Solar Guardian available, they pretty much cannot lose a fight. So I think BetBoom, they didn't read the situation properly. They went in on Yamich. The second that the Grave came out, you need to bail, because that's when the help will be coming over. And right now, BetBoom, with all of those heroes dying, that's another time you can't take over the bottom part of the map, and that's another time that Alchemist really isn't playing the part of the map that he would like to. For now, he's allowed to stay on top, but at any point, if Outsiders wish to rotate there, and you don't have vision of the bottom lane, the Hawk will just not be aware that the gank is going his way.
And you just gotta love the aggression that BetBoom is applying here, because Outsiders is applying, because they definitely have come prepared for this series, especially this first game. Very active, very mobile, very aware, and trying to get the best out of these early minutes, because knowing that this is they have 2 series remaining. This is the tougher one. Then they have Mind Games, which is probably not as high in ranking as BetBoom, but that is, you know, it's already a series where you're like, well, if we win this one, we're most likely going into the major. And BetBoom has similar thoughts, and they have to be able to rebound and get themselves back into this game. But how do they achieve that, Harry? Who is the key hero? Is it Laurel on the Void, basically, with an okay start for the game? Or do they bounce back with the Alchemist timing, which is going to come in a bit late?
Well, the Alchemist timing is the thing that is gonna be winning you the game. But to get there, Laurel needs to make a lot of plays. For that, he needs a few more levels. So that's why we see BetBoom being kind of hesitant about making plays. They're still unsure if they can go towards the Enigma, because once you make that move, if it doesn't work out, if the Solar Guardian saves the enemies and the Black Hole was used, then you don't have a play for the next 2 minutes.
Well, they are smoking towards the Hawk while they were putting some pressure onto Noticed in the jungle. But it does seem like DM has an idea, because there's too many people missing on the map. If you look at their vision, they don't see a single hero on the map currently. So DM's got to be prepared. I'm probably already in the comms as soon as that smoke happened. That get the hell out of there. There's no point staying up there. BetBoom is wasting time here.
is finally up. ALT is finally up. So that move that BetBoom made in the river a few minutes ago, now when you make it, a hero will die because your AA is finally doing the damage.
He'll use the Tumbler toy to be able to escape into the tree line. Didn't get the Resonant Pulse to connect. If they did get that, then Dawnbreaker might have gotten caught.
There's a rotation from Outsiders to top.
Hasted Puck. Hasted Puck with a Witchblade. This can do a lot of damage. And he will find the first. We'll find 2 targets. And is Soneko going to be going down first? We're going to toss the Wildwing Ripper, and they're going to break the coil. There's a protective remnant placed down, but GPK wants to keep up the chase. Laurel is looking for a turnaround. Dawnbreaker coming in with the ulti as well. Will be able to dodge with Assimilate, and now GPK in the tree line, finally getting the chase on Force Major, as Yamich is also putting some pressure here, but not quite getting close enough. And the Hawk is already well aware of this. He's also disengaged from farming those Ancients. I think they also got a glimpse of that too, so Outsiders might just invade the jungle again.
You could see how Outsiders approach that fight, and this is what I like from a bit more experienced teams. Usually less experienced teams, when they're playing against the Alchemist, they usually go all in. They think that they have to get this amazing lead against this hero, but it's just about stopping him from hitting creeps, and that is exactly what he did. The Hawk came to that fight and he didn't feel too good about it, and then he went back. Good thing though for BetBoom is that they did the ward vision on the bottom lane, or it expired, so it's giving the Hawk a little bit of space, at least 2 more camps on the bottom lane.
Alright, this is a Blink Black Hole for Noticed with the AA Blast that will surely kill someone. But I think they might have got an idea. Again, they're pinging the positions here. BetBoom is most likely in the area.
Dire's middle tower is
DM
under
will show
attack.
himself in the mid lane as a bit of a bait.
They know
Won't
exactly
jump
where
him.
they are. Look at it. They literally drew the line. Yamich says they are here, exactly here. And it is very easy to read the map now for outsiders. That's why I'm still hoping for BetBoom. You have two ways to approach this. One is to all in on the top tier one, but then you're kind of afraid of Virtus Pro taking over, or smoke towards the bottom lane and get control of your outpost area. Then outsiders won't have all the info on the map.
Dire's structures are fortified.
13 minutes with a 6k lead. It was 2,000 already at 5 minutes for outsiders. And now continues to grow in their direction.
Dire's top tower
Raps
is
are
under
looking
attack.
pretty deadly at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not giving much of a chance for BetBoom, at least in terms of raw numbers, but numbers ain't everything. They're an indicator. They've got the stun on DM.
found
Black
DM.
Hole will be used with the AA blast. Dawnbreaker could maybe escape, but once you have frozen feet, not even Dawnbreaker is able to get out.
Yep, not gonna be able to get out of that one. Still, it was the black hole, and you don't get the bottom part of the map. At least you got the top tier one. That is a big deal for BetBoom, because now it's gonna be easier for them. Oh,
Good.
yeah, has a
there.
glimmer. Has a glimmer very early on. That is an issue.
That
This is what happens
definitely an
when
issue.
a tri lane goes so well. He's 3-0 and 8 on the Dazzle.
Casual 11 kill participation out of the
Dire's
12 on
middle
their
tower
team.
is under attack.
Not bad at all.
He's holding the area alone. Usually you need something like a Beastmaster, a Lycan to hold that area as a solo hero, but look at what Hakoda is doing. There is literally nothing that BetBoom can do against him with just two heroes just because of that one.
Oh, didn't see the CK behind the tree line and is surprised by this one. And that is exactly what Hakoda is giving with the voice lines. He's a bit
Radiant
bamboozled
structures
by
are
that.
fortified.
Trying to keep
Radiant's
him away
middle
from his
tower
buddy,
is
but
under
instead
attack.
ended up in trouble. They're keeping
Top
in
lane.
for the outpost and looking
Radiant's
at the
middle
Huck.
tower has
Toss
fallen.
comes in. Yeah, well, they get the stun connection, and the Huck's taking a lot of damage with that Radiance. Has to get the heck out of there. Gets the rebound buff from Force Major. Gets some distance, but GPK misses the coil. Doesn't actually land on the Alchemist. Only hits on the Marcy. And it could have ended so much worse for them. Force Major still trying to keep them on the run and keep them on their toes. But at least the Huck gets out, and he wouldn't have been happy to die 4th time.
It would have been really bad to die for him, right? Though still, the thing is, only farming the triangle isn't good enough, and you can see that BetBoom are struggling so much here against outsiders to get more for this Alchemist, but the Hawk just can't get into position. And when you're pretty much 1.5k behind the enemy carry, and the enemy carry is a CK, that is not a farming hero as an Alchemist. It just goes to show in what kind of a bad position you are currently.
That position indeed. There's an Aghanim soon up on the Void Spirit. That silence will help out against at least the Puck. We can even, in a good scenario, even cancel the channel on the Dawnbreaker, stuff like that. Good things can happen.
Bye, Saneko.
Dire's
Didn't even
bottom
get to
tower
say his
is
last
under
words.
attack.
Was already stunned.
That was a good move from BetBoom overall. They came towards the bottom lane. They want to get a kill. The problem is that the enemies on that ward next to the outpost, they can see the Enigma, so they know that the big team fight isn't there. He cannot assist them, and then in a 2 versus 2 scenario, when the lead is this big, it's always going to be outsiders coming in on top.
Yeah, and we'll jump onto the Enigma in just a bit. Looks like there's a bit of a territorial fight here in the top lane. GPK could dodge the stun as he will, but he gets taunted by the Remnant anyway. Marcy with the dispose, falls from the Unleash as well. They've got the coil coming in too. The Hawk and Force Major both down, and Laurel is left all by himself as Soneko's disengaging and trying to get the heck out of there. Laurel, one dissimulate to dodge one, but can he dodge more? Doesn't look like it. That's a double kill for GPK and a good turnaround by the outsiders. Again, that attempt by BetBoom ends up biting them in the butt as they lose all 3.
I actually expected the Hawk to go for a blink this game, because in these kind of scenarios you have to go all in. This is the kind of game where you're getting absolutely stomped. 10k gold lead 17 minutes in is too much, even for a classic lineup, not against the Alchemist. So you would want to get a blink so that your initiation actually does matter. Laurel isn't gonna be good enough because they see him coming, at least until he gets the Aghanim Scepter. So I'm thinking the Hawk, you know, playing a bit defensively here isn't the way to go.
Outsiders taking control of the triangle, basically looking for another follow-up kill. They're not really getting to take any objectives except for Roshan, which they have just begun.
You have the BKB on the CK. You have the BKB on the CK. Right now, what you're doing, you're baiting BetBoom to fight you. If they come and fight you in an open area, use the black hole. That's another 3 minutes where outsiders will be able to play the map any way they like.
Yep.
So they're just trying to use their timing. The only thing now, the AA blast is always going to be annoying. So they'll wait for the Hawk, for Ramsey, sorry, to heal back up and probably poke into the pit once more.
And Ramses is already pre-20 minutes. BKB, Armlet, he broke his Echo Saber. And he is already gonna get it back right after. He's just 25 gold short of getting another one for himself. So this is a really tanky, heavy damage CK. And the Hawk, oh no, not the Alchemist out of all things. Gets tossed in the air, the coil snaps, and he is history. Force Major to follow as Outsiders looking for yet another kill and make it a sweet 20. And this is just a really one-sided performance so far, and Outsiders have full control.
So with just the Glimmer Cape and the level disadvantage Outsiders have right now, they have dealt with the magic damage coming out from the Void Spirit. The only thing that you're somewhat afraid of right now is the Alchemist getting out of control. I don't think you're afraid of it because it's most likely not going to happen in a game like this, but that is the thing that can win the game for BetBoom. So now for Outsiders is just slow down the Alchemist just a tad bit more, one kill or map control, get the Roche, and that should seal the deal for this game.
And they found the Enigma. So make that another one for the board. No more notice remaining there. He's going to be gone for 40 seconds. Does have the black hole, but he does not have a BKB. He's still 1,200 gold short. That is something to account to, though, because that is still a BKB black hole that he could be using without any interrupts coming out. Just the raw physical damage output while they found Void. And the coil snaps, GPK in there, Force Major coming in for the rescue. Saneko just needs to get the blast out, but he can't get a favorable position for it. So they will take Yamich and keep Laurel alive. That is something.
Outsiders, they're still here.
Oh, the Hawk, did he just overextend? So close to getting caught there. Sentry does show the Glimmer Cape CK, so he's able to get a bit of distance just in the nick of time.
BetBoom, they still have their timing. There is still a timing that this lineup is gonna feel strong. The only issue I have is, are you gonna have enough damage? I guess that's where the AA comes in. There are some liabilities of this hero. They kind of suffered in the laning phase. More than kinda. But still, the AA blast is something that can get kills quite easy.
Yeah, you have stuff like the armlets, the heals from the Dazzle, all of that just gets mitigated. Plus the healing from the Solar Guardian if the blast is thrown before it is cast. So all these things does pile up and get removed by Soneko. Just very, very far into this one. BetBoom at least hasn't lost the tower for quite some time, so they're still holding on, and Outsiders also recognizing that they need to hit a weak point. And that might just be BetBoom with over-aggression once they feel strong with the Alchemist, but we'll see if it's Outsiders keeping up their own aggression or letting BetBoom be the initiator for once.
So BetBoom at least did manage to slow down the game. The problem is next fight, Dawnbreaker has the Deso. So Dawnbreaker and the CK, they don't have to be attacking the same target. Both of them can just delete one hero, which means that they can separate the fight, and that is very important for them because you're going into the black hole. You have a Dazzle, you have a Puck, you have the Tiny. All of these are mobile heroes as well.
They have a strong idea, but he blinks out. He was about to finish this camp. Did not see them approaching. Somebody called it just in time at the comms. Get out of there. Nobody's showing up again. these are so close nick of the time calls that are you can feel it that they're saying in the columns that just move because you see these blinks come out before they finish off caps.
This is the downside of the Outsiders lineup, is that they have no one to pressure the towers. When you have no one to pressure the towers, it's much easier to read your positioning on the map, right? Though the good thing that they are doing is that they are keeping BetBoom in the triangle. That means that the Alchemist will be the only one getting farm. I guess he is the one that you want to get farm, but the Void Spirit wouldn't like that. BKB Enigma would like to finish off the vessel or get one more item, and a support item, you know, you wouldn't mind it at all, but it's just not gonna happen, which then make these supports, even Laurel himself, a very easy target for the rest of Outsiders.
Downside for BetBoom compared to Outsiders is, well, it's a minor detail, but for supports, you've got a Philosopher's Stone of the Dazzle, but you don't have one for BetBoom at all. And they're coming into TP to defend this tower, but I think Tiny scouted out at least one of these heroes. And here we go with the Black Hole connecting onto Ramses. The AA Blast is going to be there, going to be taking him down before Dazzle gets anything out because he got silenced by Laurel. The Hex is coming out as well for the Shard. And now TM in the front line pops his BKB. And look at the damage he's dealing. Laurel is taken down. Dahak is trying to fight for it, but he's pops his ulti and now able to chase down DM onto the high ground. And that's going to be a second casualty. They did lose Laurel for it, and they would hope to get more. There's a blink available on the Hawk, but he's only got a couple seconds remaining on his ulti, so it's going to be a 2-for-1 unless GPK comes into the sideline, gets the Witchblade onto the Force Major. Marcy now jumping on the Tiny as well, and Force Major, he's got 70 HP. Hakoda wants that kill so bad, but he's not going to get it. And Yamage about to drop as well, and that's going to be a third kill. GPK goes in, he gets noticed, but he's also going to get earned up, and the Hawk gets the stun. No, he doesn't get the stun connection. It's going to be a phase shift available. And GPK, is he going back in? No. He's going to let this one drop. So it's a 3-for-2 trade, and it does go for BetBoom.
I think you're still okay. The question is now, can Outsiders get the bottom tier 2 without the when there's no Black Hole? I think the answer is no, and the best possible move for them now would be to go into the Roche Pit. In an open area, you cannot burst down the Ramses CK, so you force out the Black Hole on the bottom lane. I'm actually okay with that fight for Outsiders, and you just go for the Roche immediately, so when the Black Hole comes out, you can actually go for tier 2 towers, and there's nothing BetBoom can do about it.
They have AA Blast, but it doesn't have the mana for it right now. Finally has it. And there we go. The projectile is going to be flying into the pit, but it's going to come a bit early because Roche is still up. But they will have information about this. Force Major coming up the side. The Hawk is also coming in to jump inside to the pit. And they're going to take the Aegis. It's going to go for Ramses. They take down Force Major instantly, and Laurel will also die as DM finishes off the Void Spirit. The Hawk on the run away. And Saneko is being chased by GPK and DM. Make that a double for the puck on GPK.
That was close to BetBoom actually making something happen, though. I would say that the move to the Roche Pit from Outsiders was at a perfect timing. No Black Hole, no mana, or no resources on the AA to even use his ulti immediately. So BetBoom were a bit late, so they couldn't position around the pit properly and actually discuss how they will approach the fight. Then in all that chaos, you jump into one stun and suddenly you have lost the fight completely.
A day late and $1 short, basically, in this case. Still a 13k lead, and apparently a 5% probability for BetBoom to bounce back in. So it was a bit higher, but now it's looking very small, at least according to the Gaben graphs.
Whenever,
do you believe the 5%?
Do I believe that that 5% can make something happen? I'd say the chances are slim. I'm not sure if the 5% is the appropriate way, but I'm liking that they lowered it quite a lot. When you get an Aegis against a big spell cooldown like the Enigma Black Hole, it really does increase your chances of winning the next fight. And the way that you win the game against the Black Hole is basically you force him to use it and you still win the fight. Then it's kind of over.
Yeah, I totally agree. It is very hard to play the Black Hole against an Aegis because, one, you don't want to use it on the Aegis because after that it might just be a complete debacle. And if you're able to kill the Aegis somehow, what is the cost of getting it out of the way? Or do you time it with the expiry, which is the most common play, at least in today's Dota, where you try to time it as close as possible for the expiration. Ramses and Hakoda get the push. The bottom tier 2 tower force out the glyph, and GPK finds Laurel. Dawnbreaker ulti coming in as well. Landing as a projectile on top of Laurel, and DM with that Desolator. There
Yeah,
used
the
to be a
DD,
Void
yeah.
Spirit.
I didn't even get surprised. I didn't see the DD immediately, but the damage from the Starbreaker sometimes just feels too strong. GPK, he has the A on disc though.
Oh, and the Hawk is gonna get self-stunned as GPK with a phase shift by some time. Pops the A on disc, and they're focusing on the Hawk in the backline, but the BKB is popped, and his ulti as well. He's on the run. BetBoom with just 4 heroes, able to disengage. We saw again the power of this DM Dawnbreaker. Just immense amounts of damage with that DD Desolator. You do not want to stand in the way of a Starbreaker.
Cool idea from BetBoom there to catch the puck. The problem is he just got the A on disc, so it kind of destroys your whole idea of how you're gonna approach it. You know, no Solar Guardian. The rest of the team is pushing out the waves, and the puck is pushing forward. So you want to catch him. It would have been a big deal to delay the Sagas for a potential black hole after it, but now you're gonna have to suffer for the full 2 minutes where outsiders can just go and smack your towers.
For a couple times this tour, we've seen BetBoom sometimes be in the lead, but are they able to close out the game? And now it looks like Outsiders being in charge. How does BetBoom bounce back from playing from behind? They have the scaling on at least a couple of their heroes, but it will still be a bit of a damage issue. And GPK has been playing phenomenally well on this puck. 8, 1, and 10. They're so close to each other.
Dire's structures.
Can you smell him? No.
Nope, but he can spell another hero. Found Marcy in the bot lane. GPK on the hunt, pops the coil, wants this kill. Makes it a solo effort.
Why does it feel like he always has the arcane rune? He had it for the Roche fight and
rigged.
Yeah, yeah.
Could be.
Outsiders didn't deserve this victory. It was given to them because of the arcane runes on the puck. Either way, you know, this is just looking pretty impossible for BetBoom. They still have a fight in them. You know, you can still kill the CK, but Outsiders, this game, you're not gonna pressure it. You're gonna wait for mistakes to kill them outside of the base, like what they did to Notice right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's an appropriate reaction.
Yeah, that's a classic Enigma getting right-clicked. He's got 9 armor. You basically remove all of that almost with the Desolator. Now fighting inside the base as they've caught Laurel. Right in front of the tier 3 tower, but you're not safe, even inside your own base. Enigma does have a buyback, but I don't feel like they're going to be using it just quite yet as Outsiders continue with the push. Team at the front line. Aegis has expired. Aegis regeneration is now pinged out by BetBoom. The Hawk with the early stun. Just a bit of poke on the Dawnbreaker. They are being pressured in every lane. They're cutting waves with the power of the puck and the tiny. Those lanes are going to be inside the base of BetBoom in just mere moments. They finish off the range racks. They leave the melee up. But the smoke from
under
BetBoom,
vision,
the Hawk
though.
with the stun. But they're too far away.
They smoked under vision. At least BetBoom did keep the melee racks alive. I'm not putting much faith into them, but you know, at least those didn't go down. And now for the next 2 minutes, the black hole into an AA blast could get you a fight. I think BetBoom have to go right now because you would want to have the black hole for the Roche fight. Plus, you would like to get a kill now to get some more map control. But you can see how afraid they are with all the lanes pushing in. You first have to deal with those, and the catch from Outsiders is just insane. So just more and more problems for BetBoom in this game.
You know what's getting even worse for them is their capability of handling out the physical damage. Even if Alchemist builds an AC, there's a counter AC coming up on the Dawnbreaker. So you've got Deso AC coming up. Enigma is going to be on negative armor. Marcy's barely holding on to her own. AA is going to be on negative armor. Void Spirit is going to be on negative armor. How do you live? Like, what is life even? We're asking the real questions here. Like, what is life if you're not even entitled to one?
Philosophical questions, and you would be needing some philosophical answers if you're BetBoom to get back into this game. It's definitely
Maybe Mag
not.
has something.
Does. No, you know, we have already gone
1%.
through the coaches. They can't they can't talk during games, you know, even though some tours they maybe can, but Not any longer.
Yeah, not any longer for sure. And that is a 1% probability that was given on the graphs as well. So 99 problems, but BetBoom 8-1 seems like the theme right now as we're at 10 to 30 with a 26,000 lead for Outsiders. And so much money. It would be a crime if they were to give this to BetBoom. Scotty Bloodthorn on the CK. Ramsey's an absolute powerhouse.
The thing with BetBoom as a team,
blink
who has an overwhelming blink?
on the puck.
It's not like he wasn't overwhelming them already.
True. Oh, you got an overwhelming blink for an overwhelming hero. So it all adds up.
Outsiders, no. We wait for Roche. We can smoke just to get an area. I'm not sure if you want to be running into the triangle, at least not straight on. You can find a good angle, but you don't have to do it if you're them. In an open area, you win a fight almost 100%. If your cores are split, there's absolutely no way for BetBoom to win it.
They're going to be coming in, but Yamich turns out just at the last second. They've got the ward division on the high ground. The coil comes onto 2. The Hawk has to pop the BKB in order to win, but Laurel, does he have the capability to survive? No, he does not. The gem is on the ground as well. Sunako taken down by DM, but the fighters are coming in. They're going to be jumping the backline. They're going to take down Force Major, and here comes Notice, but it does not get the black hole out. He's only got Ramses in his sights, and it's not the target they want because they don't have the damage for it. And GPK goes all the way to the backline, snipes down the Enigma, and GG. Well played is called. BetBoom has had enough of this debacle as Outsiders as they close out the first game.
For sure. You know, this was the fight for BetBoom to win. You're at your high ground in the triangle, the last area outside of the map that you're controlling. If you lose this fight, the Roche will go to the enemies, and you will just lose the game right off the bat. So that's why they prepared there. They kept their buybacks, but even with all of those, when the fight gets split, when you don't catch them at the choke point, that is where it ends. And you know, BetBoom, they're this kind of team that picks heroes that it is very hard to fail something with these heroes. You know, when they do everything perfectly, if you make one big mistake, yeah, opponents can punish it, but you usually do everything right from start to finish. Outsiders, they scratch that, they go for the aggro lane, and they never allow BetBoom to play their game. So I guess it was a really smart move from Outsiders, and BetBoom, they had no response.
Well, I put a lot of faith in the Hawk Alchemist winning the last time, but didn't win this game. So you were correct with jumping in on the Outsiders bus. Hakoda, support Dazzle without a death in this game. So it's always nice to see if you have that tri-lane work out in a fashion that one of your supports doesn't die throughout the entire game. So that's one of those things. But hey, what can BetBoom learn from this game, Harry?
I think you shouldn't give a thing that Outsiders can exploit. Play your style of Dota. That is the way you're gonna win. Against Navi, they had great games, but they made some big mistakes towards the later ends of those games. So I think just get something stable, something that can't lose the lanes, outplay enemies in the first 10-15 minutes. As you know, take the game from there and make sure that you don't make those later game mistakes.
Well, let's see if the panel agrees with Harry. We're going to take a tiny break, and they shall return to crack down what happened in game number 1 of the series.